If you're still holding on to the notion that the .2 too long rifle is just a backyard plinker or meant for small critters, well, you might be carrying yesterday's news. This cartridge, the very kind you probably used with your granddad's trusty old bolt action, delivers a lot more power than folks often realize. Today, we're diving into the hard-hitting, noticeable .22 long rifle rounds that are cutting through gel blocks and varmints all over America in 2025. And listen, this isn't some fancy ammo catalog spiel. It's a no-nonsense account of what truly performs, what counts when you're loading up, and what deserves respect on the range or out in the field. When we get to number 3, I promise it will surprise you. That one's a real oddball. Hold tight, let's get moving. Number 7, CCI Stinger. First on the list, the CCI Stinger. This round has long been the face of rimfire speed. Mention high velocity in any gun shop, and the word Stinger is likely to come up before you even finish your thought. We're talking about a 32-grain copper-plated hollow point hurtling at 1,640 feet per second. Sure, it's a lightweight bullet, but that speed makes it impact way beyond its size. On contact, the Stinger doesn't just poke a hole. It opens up and releases energy like a jackknife inside ballistik gel. The usually unexpected temporary wound channels from a rimfire show up clear as day. That's nearly 200 foot-pounds of energy driving straight in. In the field, rabbits and varmints are swiftly dealt with. In gel, the expansion is intense and quick. In essence, it lives up to the buzz. What makes it even more flexible is how well it functions across different platforms. Pop it in a Ruger 1022, and you have explosive small game performance. Load it into a compact pistol, and it becomes a rimfire with real bite for personal carry. Now, using rimfire for defense has its critics, but if you're heading that way, you want something that starts strong. The Stinger fits that bill. A word of caution is not quiet. Fired from a short barrel indoors, this round's bark is loud and sharp. The neighbors at the range might not thank you for it. The CCI Stinger is lean, rapid, and powerful. It's the sprinter of the .2 too long rifle family. Number 6, Federal Punch. Next is the Federal Punch, and this one means business. No fancy expansion, no breaking apart. It's crafted for one clear purpose: straight line penetration from compact handguns. The Punch uses a 29-grain flat-nosed bullet snug in a nickel-plated case. That plating's not for show. It ensures smooth feeding in pistols that normally balk at hollow points. Through thick clothing into gel, the Punch strongly penetrates 12 to 16 inches. No tumbling or stoppage, just a clear wound path, time after time. Expansion's great if your gun supports it, but rimfire hollow points and 2-inch barrels often fail to work. Federal sidestepped that gamble. They designed this round to work like a tiny full metal jacket with intent. It's the quiet specialist, not showy or dramatic. But if you have to rely on a rimfire pocket pistol, think Ruger LCP2. This load behaves like a serious round. And here's the kicker: it feeds smooth. If you've run rimfire through a semi-auto, you know how picky it can get. The Punch was crafted to address that, and it does. Bottom line, Federal Punch isn't about spectacle. It's about accurately creating an impact each time. And in the world of rimfire defense, that's rare. Number 5, Winchester Silver Tip Segmented. Now we're getting into the unusual. This is the Winchester Silver Tip Segmented hollow point, weighing 37 grains. Most rimfire hollow points aim to mushroom, maybe yaw, perhaps tumble. Interesting. This one doesn't play that game. The silver tip breaks apart on impact. 3 sharp pieces snap off and follow separate paths, carving multiple wound channels instead of just one. That gel test footage isn't a fluke. It's the round making tissue into a mix. This is designed fragmentation. Winchester crafted it to cause chaos inside the target while minimizing over-penetration. That's a win for defense in close quarters. You don't want rounds cutting through walls into the neighbor's place. The surprising part is it runs clean. I've had it cycle smoothly in both the Ruger SR22 and the Smith & Wesson Victory without a hitch. For a round that appears aggressive, it feeds like standard ball. It's one of those rounds most still don't know about. But in 2025, it's getting noticed fast in gel and on varmints. It doesn't behave like a rimfire. It acts like a scaled-down cluster tool. That's why it gets the remarkable tag. Number 4, CCI Velocitor. Now let's shift back to something less flashy, but equally serious. The CCI Velocitor, a 40-grain copper-plated hollow point. No record set here. Speed's about 1,435 feet per second. Weight's a complete 40 grains. That's why it works. Velocitor's not built on tricks. It's balanced. Not too light, not too fast. Just right for expansion and penetration you can depend on. In gel, you get 12 to 14 inches with a steady, uniform mushroom. That's the sweet spot for both hunting and defense. Small game drops instantly. No twitch or runaway, just lights out. Accuracy shines here. From a Ruger 1022, the groups tighten like match ammo. Even in small pistols, it feeds and cycles without issues. No fragmentation acts, no unexpected chaos. The Velocitor is the reliable one, the round you store up because you trust it'll deliver. Number 3, Norma Hunter 22. Power. Here's the sleeper pick many overlook. Norma Hunter 22. Power. Hailing from Sweden, it's a 40-grain round, moving at 1,260 feet per second. On paper, it seems modest, but it hits differently. It expands broadly, penetrates decisively, and leaves usable meat intact. That's important if you're harvesting squirrels or rabbits and prefer not to have them blown apart. What it sells on is consistency. Norma keeps tight standards. Box after box, the point of impact remains steady. From bolt rifles to suppressed semi-autos, this round doesn't bother with what it's run through. Price is reasonable, about 10 cents a round. That's good value considering its accuracy and terminal action. It's what I call the quiet worker. Not flashy, not advertised much, but in side-by-side tests, it stands with the big names in the US. Most haven't tried it yet, but once they do, Hunter 22 Power will shift from a hidden gem to a must-have quickly. Number 2, Winchester Super X. Next is the dependable veteran, Winchester Super X 40-grain copper-plated hollow point. Speed's around 1,280. With 40 grains, it stays stable. Performance is straightforward and steady. It expands, penetrates deep enough to count, and has been doing so for years. Super X was designed with hunting in mind. That's why it maintains a stable path and solid precision across rifles and pistols. I've brought down raccoons, possums, and the occasional fox with it, all quick and clean. It doesn't care about clicks. It doesn't break into pieces. It's just the steady old-timer in the group, proven and reliable, and still around when the new trends fade. And in a market crowded with flashy packages, sometimes you just need ammo that works. That's Super X. Number 1, Aguila Super Extra Hollow Point. Finally, let's discuss the budget-friendly option, the Aguila Super Extra Hollow Point. You've seen it stacked high in every gun store. The cost makes you look again. The first thought many have is cheap. Point 2 usually means messy, weak, or unreliable. But that's mistaken. This load proves it. Aguila isn't some small-time operation. They've grown to be one of the world's biggest rimfire producers, and the Super Extra line is their reliable performer. This hollow point typically runs 38 to 40 grains, moving at roughly 1,250 feet per second. Expansion rivals that of other rounds that cost almost double. I've loaded bricks of this into everything. Old Marlin lever guns, suppressed Ruger pistols, even picky semi-autos. And the surprise is it runs clean, cycles smoothly, and is more consistent than some so-called premium rounds. In gel tests, you get real expansion from rifle barrels. In pistols, it still has enough force to count. For groundhogs, raccoons, or just hitting steel, this ammo stands strong against its price. Now, it's not crafted for match accuracy. Don't anticipate Olympic-level precision, but that's not its purpose. This is the everyday rimfire ammo, plinking, pest control, and training without breaking your wallet. The conclusion is, Aguila Super Extra doesn't need to dazzle with advertising. It just does its job, box after box, round after round. If you seek a flashy .22, then Hornady VMAX is where to look. That's the showy one. Aguila, conversely, is the reliable worker. Friendly priced, consistent, and always ready. And there you have it. 8 of the most effective rimfire rounds making waves in 2025. We covered speed, fragment action, expansion, and simple reliability. Now I'm curious about your thoughts. What's your go-to .2 too long rifle round? Share it in the comments. I read everyone. If you picked up something new, give a like. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss our next deep dive, and share this with your shooting pals still sleeping on the right rimfire ammo. As always, stay alert, stay safe, and see you in the next session.